Good morning, everyone. Today is day 2 of New York Fashion Week, but I wanted to do a video explaining why this is such a big deal. Like, I need you guys to understand how good God truly is. So, I was supposed to do New York Fashion Week last year, and I started caregiving for a friend of mine, and so it just never happened. And this was shortly after I had graduated and got my license in cosmetology, and I was just like, is this really it? Like, you had me go through school and I'm not going to use this license? And the best part was God had me graduate with no debt, so I didn't have to worry about student loans or anything like that. And I was just like, whenever God's ready for me, he'll make a way. So one of the people that I was supposed to work with last year had reached out to me and was like, hey, we're doing a show, are you interested? And I was like, I don't know, because it'll be a lot trying to maneuver caregiving and doing fashion week. But I prayed and I was like, God, look, I have a feeling you're giving me this desire. So if this is what you want me to do, then I need you to move in a way that's undeniable that it's you, because I already knew everything that it would require. So God was able to find me an Airbnb for $400 for 5 days. Crazy. I'm in Newark, New Jersey, and so that gives me another state to travel because I'm trying to really travel this year. But all my shows are in Manhattan, so I had to start preparing, getting products and stuff like that. Like I said, the Airbnb was already $400, and I don't work full time. I haven't in years. So for me, finances was going to be one of those things like, God, I really got to yield and trust you in this situation, because if you are Jehovah Jireh, you are my provider, then I need you to provide, because I literally know that I cannot do this on my own. So I had to get hair products for the trip. I spent a little over $1,000 getting products. And to a certain extent, I was like, I cannot believe I just spent this much money, because I don't like spending money unless it's on food, because I like to eat. But even in the midst of that, I was literally standing in the checkout line, and Holy Spirit just started speaking to me and was like, can you believe that you can do that? And it brought me back to, there was a time where that card would have declined. I would have never had that much money to pay something outside of rent. And that was such a blessing, because I literally did not realize how much my life had changed so quickly, right? My bishop talks about like how God is going to move suddenly, and that was suddenly for me. So I drive down to New Jersey, and yesterday was the first show, and I was late, like 45 minutes late, and I was so upset because I had already planned on leaving early because I don't know the area. And they ended up changing some of the requirements, so I had to go back and do a little extra shopping. And I was like, dang, I gotta spend more money. But then I reminded myself, the fact that you have the money is crazy, so be appreciative of that. So then by the time I get to New York, where I need to be, I'm like 0.3 of a mile away. I'm literally sitting in traffic for 45 minutes. I was supposed to be there at 11 and got there around 11:45. And I was so hurt because I'm like, I do not like being late, especially on the first day. So I get to where I need to park because I was driving, and they tell me that I can't park there because I have a flat tire. And I know that that won't nothing but an attack of the enemy, because anytime you are trying to do something that God has for you, he will try to attack. And like I said, I was already late. So I explained to the guy, like, look, hey, I'm here for Fashion Week, and I will document saying that you guys didn't call this flat tire, but I need to park here. I don't know the area, so I'm not comfortable, going further, because I'm already having to walk like 2 blocks just to get to where I need to be with, like, I had maybe 4 hair bags. And so the guy thankfully let me park there, and he was like, so what are you going to do about the flat tire? I was like, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out whenever I finish, but I literally can't worry about it. So it was one of those things, like, I was like, God, I need you to move, because I can't deal with this right now. So go do the show. Everything was amazing. I met a lot of new people, a lot of great people, a lot of connections. I got invited to do Fashion Week Ukraine. somebody had already asked me to do Fashion Week Paris. I'm not doing it, but it's just the opportunity is a blessing in and of itself. And so I did add additional 2 shows. So I'm extending my trip, another 2 shows to do while I'm here, which is such a blessing because that was something I had really been praying for. I have booked 5 days to stay here because my first show was February 11th, and then my last one was on the 14th. And I would leave the next morning, but I was like, I like to work and I miss working, so I would like to have some more shows while I'm here. But at the same time, it's like a lot of people already had people chosen and stuff like that. So I was like, God, if it's your will, I know it'll be your way. If you choose for me not to work because you want me to rest, I'm okay with it. But if you allow me to get more opportunities and make more connections, then I'm okay with that as well. So to have those other 2 shows added was crazy. Such a blessing. I'm so excited. So I leave and they're taking a while to get my car. Like literally 2 people who came after me, they got their car first. And I was like, why you ain't getting my car? Because I'm ready to go. But God had been working on me with patience. I was like, just be patient. You're going home eventually. It's okay. They bring my car, and mind you, I had a flat tire. My tire's fixed. And I'm like, because I know for a fact it was flat this morning. I'm like, I asked the guy who got my car, I was like, did you change my tire? He was like, yeah, I saw that your tire was flat. Like, I changed it for you. And for me, that was such a blessing. One, that, he went and did that, but it was more so of God, right? Because that morning, I was on assignment doing Fashion Week. The enemy tried to attack by making me have a flat tire, and I could have sit there and stressed about it and been like, okay, well, now I got to go take care of this because I knew the show was going to end late, when all the repair shops would be closed. But I was like, no, I'm going to trust God. I know this is what God has for me, so I need to be here, and I'll worry about it later. Little did I know, God already had it worked out to where somebody was going to fix my tire for me, and they didn't charge me for it. So that was such a blessing. Right now I am minimizing my bags. Thankfully, I got to see exactly, what styles we were doing yesterday and such. So I don't have to carry as much because I know exactly what I need. And I will not be driving today. I am going to try I don't know what they do here, if it's like a train or subway, whatever, public transportation in some sort of way. But I had to tell you guys just truly how good this trip is and like why it's so important, because like I can just see that God is moving like never before in my life.